Welcome back to 12 Talk Podcast with me, your host Josh. Unfortunately, Mitch isn't with us today. I wanted to get on to react to the DK Metcalf trade, what it could mean for the Seahawks. Does this also mean the Steelers have got the most volatile wide receiver room in the NFL? Where do we sit with draft picks? What does our cap situation look like? All that straight after this. So there we go. It finally happened after all that speculation on what could be going on. It's happened. DK Metcalf has been traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a second round pick. Now, I'm not mad about this. I don't know if you guys are. If you are, by all means, let us know. You can vent in the comments as much as you want, but I see this very much as Mike McDonald and John Schneider really clearing house of anyone that doesn't want to be a Seahawk. If you have players in there that, by what's reported, were offered pretty much the same amount of money that they were given in these other organizations, but didn't even want to negotiate and flat out declined, you're going to want them off your roster because they become a toxic teammate, a locker room cancer. And I'm not saying that that's what they are, but obviously at this point in their professional career, they want different things. Now, what really gets me is DK, or a report came out saying that DK wanted to go to a contender, preferably somewhere in a warmer climate. Now, pretty sure he's not going to get that at Pittsburgh. However, what he is going to get is a 5-year contract worth $150 million. $150 million. Now, that's going to take him up until I think he's 33 by the time that expires. So, fair play. I will applaud him and his agent for getting him that money. But he also moves to a team, and bear in mind, he said he wants a stable QB sort of scenario there. There isn't one of those in Pittsburgh either. They had Justin Fields and Russell Wilson last season, both of whom are now free agents. Now, did Pittsburgh dangle the carrot in front of DK and say, look, if you want to come to us, you can play with your best friend Russ again? Possibly, but who knows? It's not like a no trade clause. So if the Steelers came in with the best offer to John Schneider after he'd been given the word to say, just get rid of him, then he's just going to say, you're going to Pittsburgh. That's it. Whether they've got Russ or not. What it does mean is that he now has a teammate in George Pickens, and the two of them could form arguably the most volatile wide receiver room in the NFL. George Pickens, known for being a bit of an oddball. He winds some people up. He's not everyone's cup of tea. DK Metcalf, slightly more aggressive, winds people up. Not everyone's cup of tea, prone for getting penalties. How is Mike Tomlin going to handle that dynamic? I'm not too sure, to be honest. It's with everything that's going on, with DK going, with Geno going, with us recouping some draft picks from both, which I'm extremely thankful for, because that now means that we have 5 picks in the top 100. Currently, we hold pick 18, we hold pick 50, pick 52, pick 82, and pick 92. And if anyone who listened to Rob Staten's pod, where they were live as this happened, this draft is littered with day 2 talent. So if we spend pick 18 wisely, then the next 4 picks we can really use to bolster this team and to bring in some fantastic talent that then we can coach up and we can really get into what Mike Mack wants. Hopefully in free agency, we're going to see the Seahawks spending wisely to bolster that O-line. So whatever QB it is, we had this conversation on the pod yesterday, they're at least going to be protected. At the very least, that's all we want. Some good, solid quarterback play can be generated through good protection. So let's see if that happens. Now we need to look at what we have by way of cap space. So according to Spotrac, we have got £67 million or $1 million worth of dead cap, and $67 million worth of cap space. Now that's probably due to be adjusted based on restructurings and re-signings of people like Jay Reid and Ernest Jones, which, in my personal opinion, two essential re-signings. Jay Reid, the mentor to Byron Murphy, a consummate veteran. He's a steadying presence and plays all across that D-line. And Ernest Jones, who came in last season in a trade with Tennessee and was that steadying force within our defense. He managed to galvanize them and really get them playing the level of football and the brand of football that Mike Mack wanted. So now with a couple of extra pieces that we can add in through the draft and possibly free agency, that defense could really start kicking. The biggest question we have now is, what is this offense going to look like? Is this offense going to be pure run with a few JSN passes littered in? Are we going to start looking at people like Marcus Valdes-Scantling? Are we going to be looking throughout the free agent market or the draft? Are we going to try and trade for anyone? Because with the amount of draft capital we've got, there is nothing saying that we could not trade for a wide receiver. Is JSN a wide receiver 1? Do we trade for a wide receiver 2? Or do we get a true wide receiver 1 to give JSN the wide receiver 2 role for him then to start playing up to being a wide receiver 1? Who knows? All we can do is wait and see. I'm excited for the total churn and what's happening here. I think Mike Macdonald knows what he wants, and John Schneider is completely on board with that. And if that is the case, this could be a very bumpy season for us, B, a very exciting season for us, because this will be a brand new look Seahawks team with a new ethos and a new impetus on how they want to play, as opposed to picking up the scraps from what Pete Carroll left us and desperately trying to get some consistency with the play. With Kubiak's offense, we know how that's going to run. With Mike Mack's defense, we know how that's going to run. Now we just need to get the players. They need to get the players in that are going to be able to accommodate that and really, really push it forward. I'm excited. I'm hopeful. I can't wait to see what this season brings. If you want to see what we have coming up, by all means, you can like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for us. We've got some fantastic guests coming up on Friday. We have Dan Viens from Seahawks Forever, who's going to be kicking off our Draft Crushes series with a bunch of other Seahawks creators and content creators and podcast hosts throughout the weeks. That will give you a nice view on what we may be looking at during the draft. You can also come and talk Hawks with us in our free Discord. The link is a pin post on our X. You can find us on X, on Instagram, on TikTok. There's a Facebook group. You can find us on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, all of those as well. Come and interact with us. Leave your comments as to what you're feeling right now about this DK Metcalf trade. Are you excited? Are you optimistic? Are you currently feeling like a shell of a Seahawks fan? Let us know. We can't wait. We are totally along for the ride. We'll be back on Friday. Be me, be Mitch, and it'll be Dan. And we'll be talking all about Dan's draft crushes. Until then, go Hawks.